Sony's E3 conference 2011. Hmm. All I gotta say is it was disappointing. Like it was not. It beat Microsoft's conference, but it could have been so much better. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna go through my rubric and outline. Then I'm gonna give my thoughts on what Sony should have done to make the conference like 1,000 times better. Okay, first off, uh, on the agenda, like Sony made us wait with this stupid preview. Like they were having live shows of um outside of E3 building, which was kind of gay. Cause why did we have to wait? You're wasting our time for that. Okay, now on to the conference. First off, Naughty Dog came on the stage. They showed a demo for Uncharted 3, which looks great. Yeah, like how Drake is running through the water. Like the water effects were really nice. So Uncharted 3 is dated for November this year, which is great. I still need to play the second one. Um, Sony showed a Resistance 3 demo, and they announced that there's gonna be a Resistance 3 move bundle. Sorry, I'm sick. So, the bundle will be priced at $150 with the sharpshooter. Here included the move controller and navigation controller. Not bad, but I never pay over $100 for a game, so that's a little pricey. But I'm sure a lot of people would buy it. Like it's still a great deal. Sony announced God of War Origins, which is an HD collection of the PSP games. That looks great. They announced they showed some really nice 3D TVs, but I couldn't get much detail because my stream was dying at the time, and it looked nice, although I can't afford it. Then Sony moved on to the PS Move. Like they showed a new exclusive, utilizing the PS Move called Medieval Moves, like in a fantasy adventure RPG. It's kind of like Zelda a little bit, but it's not really Zelda. Like you get to use swords, archery, you're throwing stars. Like what's great about it is that there's forward motion moving forward. It's not on rails like what a lot of Xbox 360 Connect games are on rails. This is what puts the Move ahead of the Connect, in my opinion. Like for the medieval moves, you're solving puzzles, like using a bow, for example, firing. Yeah, that's interesting. It's nice to see more titles that utilize Move more, because that's probably why what Move needs to do. Like games, they need to force gamers to use Move. Next off, Sony showed Infamous 2 trailer, which if you remember, Infamous 2 will be released today. Hey, since I'm recording it today, so they showed a trailer just before its release date, and they showed which is a new third-person shooter, I think, and Sony also showed the Sly 4 game, which everyone is thrilled since Sly Cooper is coming back. Sony also showed Dust, a trailer for Dust 514 or something, a new PS3 exclusive. Not much detail. And next off is BioShock Infinite. It looks great. This one has PS Move support. Like, one of the developers, I think, for BioShock Infinite, his name was Kevin. He comes up and he starts talking about how he was experiencing and experimenting with the PS Move, all that stuff. Like he wasn't very fond of it at first, I guess, but he later changed his mind. And what got excited after Kevin stopped talking about that was that he pulls out an NGP with BioShock in it. Like, that was pretty great. So it indicates that they're working on a BioShock game for the NGP. He also announced that the PS3 version of BioShock Infinite it's getting the original version. I mean, the original Bioshock One included. So you're literally buying a game, getting two games for the price of one, which is great. Like I'm happy that developers are taking advantage of Blu-ray space. Just makes me happy. They announced a Star Trek game or something. 2012. They announced an SSX snowboard game. Need for Speed. They announced Battlefield 3. EA EA said they're gonna be adding Battlefield 19 in the Blu-ray disc for the PS3 version, which is great. Uh, Kaz Hirai talks about PlayStation Suite. So PlayStation Suite is gonna be added to Android phones and Android tablets. Like, there's not much information about it at this conference, so we have to wait till in the future. Um, then they showed us the NGP. Now this is probably the biggest highlight because I was really excited for this one. I think a lot of people were. Sorry. And then the NGP is officially named the PS Vita, uh, which stands for Vita stands for life in Italian or something. I'm not really sure. The PS Vita was becoming in two models. One with a 3G model. One's the 3G model, and the other is the Wi-Fi model only. Eh, And it's go into detail of like it's the features of the PS Vita touchscreen. Means on the front and back, it has party chat feature for communication. Like you can share a online ID when you're like near in an area. Uh, Sony also then showed Uncharted Golden Abyss for the PS Vita. Using the features, its touchscreen feature and the dual analog controls. Um, then there was a game called Ruin, which is an action RPG for the Vita, which can be transferred to. They showed the feature of being able to transfer from the NGP to the PS3 save data. So if you finish a game on a PS3, but actually if you couldn't finish a game, you save the data, transfer it to NGP, and just play it on the go, which is pretty sweet. Then they showed Mod Nation Racers for the Vita. Like, sorry, I think I said NGP for. I apologize for that because I'm still not used to PS Vita. Okay, back to Mod Nation Racers. It's a new game for the PS Vita. It's not a port and not a remake for it. So they basically showed the creation of the tracks, and which was kind of boring. Like, they showed that all they announced that all the tracks that were made on the PS3 version will also be on the Vita, which is nice. They Sony also announced that the Wipeout game for the PS Vita is going to be a launch title, if I remember correctly. Don't correct me if I'm wrong for this one. I'm not exactly sure. They show Little Big Planet for the Vita. Capcom came up on the stage and talked, and they showed Street Fighter versus Tekken, which will be on the PS Vita also. Which this is probably surprised everyone. Like everyone thought it would just be Xbox 360 and PS3. And they announced that Cole from Infamous will be a cameo character in the Vita version of Tekken versus Street Fighter. And last but not least, it's probably the best news of Sony. Uh, they announced that the 3G model will be $300 priced in US. These are just US and North American prices. North American price. The Wi-Fi version will be $250. Like, that's a sweet deal. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like Sony, I think they're taking a loss from these prices, but they can probably make up for the losses since they're more than just a gaming company. Like with their 3D TVs and their um Vio laptops. Like this is like great for customers. Like I haven't spent 250 on the 3DS, but I was more willing to spend it on the PS Vita. But we'll see. I think I might still just wait, but the PS Vita is so tempting. Like then they end the conference with like drummers and band performance. Like the band performance, like I'm thinking, why? What's the point in it? Like it's just a waste of time when they could have shown more. Now, this is the things that Sony should have done that I was kind of pissed about. Like, where was Kevin Butler? Why wasn't he on the stage? Like, the man is just that epic. He could have brought life to the stage. Like, the conference was boring. Like, the thing that I'm so happy that Sony did that Microsoft didn't was deliver us gamers games and showing us like a new great portable console like the PS Vita. Yeah, it was kind of disappointing. Like I would have made that conference so much better with Kevin Butler. Last but not least, some of the games, why weren't these shown? Like, where was The Last Guardian? Or where was Final Fantasy Versus 13? Where was Final Fantasy Type 0? Tales of Grace's F? Like, what the heck? Were Japanese developers not allowed to show their faces on the stage or something? Like, these are probably going to be shown at their booths at E3, but seriously, some of these are like, most of these are PS3 exclusives. They should have been mentioned at a Sony conference. That was probably the biggest disappointment. Like, Sony, you had the game, you had the content, you could have destroyed Microsoft so easily. You still beat them, but not by much, to be honest. It could have made it so much better. Like, Sony, I'm gonna put you in. I hereby declare you second place. Like, I don't think you you if you had done all that I mentioned, you probably could have got first place easily, or it would have been a very hard battle between for Nintendo. Like, now I just can't wait to see what Nintendo has. Project Cafe. See, thanks for listening and watching, guys. See you later.